do your questions. This is like flashback.
Camden will be here.
We're supposed to do it. There's just a little.
Everett, James.
Mr. Thompson, which one did you
It's under Bellward, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, I haven't taken these up yet because I'm going to wait till we do page 2.
I did 12 on this.
That's fine.
It was like 6 questions. Right?
Yep. So, are you ready?
No, not at all. That's fine. It's fine.
Well, I can let you do it tomorrow during advisory if you'd rather.
Can I? Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, I've got 3 different assignments I'm asking y'all to turn in, 11, 12, and those couple questions on 13. Make sure your name's on each one. Come turn those in, and then I'll pass you out the quiz.
For number 6, can I still get grades?
Yep. Finished it? Okay. Yes. I'm not taking that
I'm
up
not
yet.
taking this.
I'm going to wait till we do page 2 to take those up. So
Okay.
hang on to those.
And then
11 they finished last time.
yeah, I think I had 7. No.
Okay.
Can I still get some of it?
Yes. Are you going to do? Well, you were absent last class.
I was not here in last class.
Right. So I'll have you take the quiz tomorrow during advisory,
Oh, okay.
and then you can give me it to me then.
Okay.
All right. Y'all need to sit down once you give me your papers. Get out the way, please.
How much money would it take for you to not mark someone's party?
Enough to retire.
Like, would you accept $1,000 for someone for like?
I can't retire with $1,000, so no.
Were we supposed to answer these questions?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Well, time's up now. You might as well get half credit. It's better than no credit. You got something on there. Yeah, I'll probably do it for $1 million.
You
just get started on it. We would get it done after you get $1 million. Okay, so the front page has a couple questions. Those are 2 points each, so I can do partial credit on those to make sure I can follow your work as much as possible. The back also has a couple questions, but those are 1 point each, so those are either right or wrong. You have to double and triple check so you don't lose that point. Also notice, just like I warned you about, none of these questions tell you exactly how to do them. Say do this by substitution, do this by integration by parts, do this by partial fraction. But you know the three things we've done, BC specific topics. Partial fractions, integration by parts, and improper integrals. You know those are all three of our new topics. So you should expect at least one of each of those on there. So we will do something once all of the quizzes are in, but you should not feel rushed here. Go ahead and take your time. There's not a lot of questions. The back page is pretty quick, especially compared to the front page. And when you're done with your quiz, if you would please double check your names on it, come turn it into the basket. Find something quiet to work on until they're all done. And then when they're all done, I will tell you what we will be doing next. I actually have a choice for you. I'll let you pick which one we do.
Do you have an extra copy of 12 and 13? I can get.
Yeah, they'll be in that basket over there on that table. Just make sure you see one of them's for AB, one's for BC, and it's organized by number.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want to pick your homework back up on the box?
While you wait.
the white rocks. Got the blue tray on the top.
Put it here.
In the basket, yep. What do y'all need? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna pass them out when all the quizzes are done. Again, while we wait for everybody else to finish, you'll need to find something quiet to work on for a minute. Give them a little bit more time. They're asking.
This was my homework. I didn't complete it.
Okay. I'll still get to it.
Thank you.
if you're still working on your quiz, you're welcome to quietly keep going for a few more minutes and just come turn it into the basket as you finish. If you've gone less time and I didn't make you take the quiz today, I signed you up for RTI tomorrow, so make sure that you take note of that. Okay, and I've got 2 handouts for you guys for the rest of the class. And so I'm going to let you guys choose. It's fine if y'all choose something different than the other class. So first handout that you just got is our next BC topic. And it's actually quite a bit easier than the first 3 BC topics we did. But this is how it goes sometimes. So we can either start that. Hold on. Sorry, that's for my copy. Or I've got a couple of review questions from for us that we're going to do both these at some point anyway. So, but these are questions from the ACTM math contest. Pass this down, please. And so, if you want to do the next BC topic on arc length, I will go over the notes with you and ask you to do a couple of those before we call it quits today. If you'd rather do the ACTM questions, there's only 8 of them, but I'm going to ask that you guys take the lead on that, meaning I'm going to ask you for your answers and how you did it. But I have no preference which one we'll do today. So, it'll be by majority rules. Diego doesn't get a vote because he's not in here. So, if you would rather do the start of the next BC topic, assignment number 15, raise your hand and keep it up so I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and raise your hand if you'd rather do 8 ACTM questions. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I think ACTM got outvoted, just barely. But hang on to this. We'll still go over them sometime. Not because I'm trying to prepare you necessarily for the ACTM. I know a lot of you will be interested in doing that when the time comes. But because they're good review questions. So, all right, then let's look at assignment 15 for just a second. So this is the one on arc length. Again, not a big deal if you didn't get the one you wanted because we're going to do both eventually. But this one might be the easiest of our BC specific topics, at least in my opinion. So this is about arc length. And so I guess my first question to you would be, let's try to talk about what arc length means, where you've heard that term before. So what's it called when you go all the way around the circle?
Circumference.
Okay, so it's like perimeter, but circle has its own word. Does anyone remember the formula for circumference?
2 pi r.
Okay. So circumference is all the way around a circle, whereas in geometry class you learn arc length, which is part of the way around a circle. So if it's half a circle, it's half of this. If it's a quarter of a circle, it's a quarter of this. If it's 10% of a circle, it's 10% of this. But arc length can actually just mean lots of different things. So if you know the distance formula, which is where you subtract a couple x values and square it, and then add to that, subtracting a couple y values and square it, and take the square root of the whole thing, you can find the distance between 2 points, where it gets its name distance formula. Does anyone remember where the distance formula comes from? Right, it's really just Pythagorean theorem. But instead of lengths, A, B, and C, if you had 2 points, you might do the distance formula. That's going to show up on the next page if you're wondering why they're asking that. So what we would like to do, and again, this is actually going to be pretty easy
the calculus is pretty easy. But let's say I would like to know what is the length of this line segment. So essentially, if I could take this piece, I'll call it from A to B, if I could take that piece, straighten it out, lay it next to a ruler, and measure it, that's what we're trying to find. So what I could do is I could start here and in here, and I could just use those 2 points in the distance formula, and that would tell me the distance of this gray line. Does everybody see how that's a terrible estimation for the length though?
Yep.
I mean, it's something, but it's not very good. Notice what happens if I do it in 2 line segments. Maybe I try to break it up in half here. I could take this line segment plus this line segment. It's still not perfect, but do you see how much closer it is? Just getting 2. And then if you did 4, it starts to get pretty accurate. So like a lot of things in calculus, if more is better, in this case more is better, then we can do that either with limits or with the integration, because the integration is defined as far as limits will go. So honestly, probably one of the harder parts of this is you have to memorize the formula for this. But if you want to know this arc length from A to B, you will integrate from A to B. Remember, integration adds up an infinite number of things if you don't remember the definition of an integral. And we're going to take the square root of 1 plus the derivative squared. Make sure you put derivative in your notes. Not the function, it's the derivative. Now on the next page, luckily in this class you don't have to derive that or anything, but they did type up a proof of this. So those of you that are interested in why does this formula represent arc length, you can read through that proof on page 2. Okay, so let's say I've got this curve. It's got lots of curvature to it, lots of back and forth in the graph, but I would like to know the distance from 1 to 4. You're just going to integrate from 1 to 4. You're going to memorize the formula. It's the square root of 1 plus the derivative squared. And then probably the most thought you have to put into these questions is you're going to need to take the derivative. So bring the power down, lower the power by 1, and something else.
Times the derivative.
Good. Times the chain rule, times 2x. And of course, this 2 cancels out this 2, 3 over 2 reduces. There's several different things that we could do there to make that look nicer. Guess I lost my page from earlier. Okay, so that actually comes out to be, if you did reduce that a bit, we get 1/4 x times the square root of x squared plus 8. The derivative, if you want to simplify and make it look nice and neat, it would look like that. And that's it. Now, if the integral is easy enough to do by hand, we might integrate it. But more often than not, on these type of questions, we would have to just use our calculator if we needed to get an answer there. So remember, your calculator can do definite integrals. And then that's all you have to know to be able to do these. But let's look at 2 more examples, and I'll show you that there's the proof here, and I'll ask you to do a couple. And then that will be all I ask from you today. Okay, so question 2, set up an integral. So we don't even have to solve it, but set up an integral that gives us the length of the sine curve from 0 to pi. So if I took the sine graph, took x equals 0 to x equals pi, straightened that line up, and measured it, how long is that line? So, what would I need to put in my calculator if I wanted to know that length? Okay, integrate.
0 to pi.
Good. Integrate 0 to pi, and then somebody else tell me what's the integrand part.
Square root of 1 plus cosine x squared.
Okay, why cosine?
That's the derivative of sine.
Right, so be careful. The formula doesn't say the function squared, it says the derivative squared. Actually, we can just write it like this. And then make sure that you're squaring the derivative, not just squaring the x. There you go. That's it. You want to know that? You could throw it in your calculator. But that one says just set it up anyway. So, you can see, still derivative. Be careful about that part. There's a formula you're going to have to memorize. And then sometimes you might need to integrate that by hand, depending on how difficult the integration is. But this unit has nothing to do with new integration types. So before we do one more example together, here's that proof I was talking about. And again, I'm not going to spend any real time on here. I just thought some of you might appreciate. You got the distance formula. They rewrite it a little bit. Looks more like Pythagorean theorem. Rewrite it in a certain way so that they can get it down to the definition of an integration. And then that's where it comes from. So if you really are interested in why that formula works, it's at least typed up for you. Okay, last one we will look at as a group. And again, I'm only going to ask that you do a couple of these today. So next time we can finish this and do something else. Okay, find an expression for the length of the curve y equals sine x from 0 to 5 pi over 6. Do not evaluate it. So we're going to integrate from 0 to 5 pi over 6. The formula says take the square root of 1 plus the derivative squared. So make sure you use the derivative and not just a regular function. And then this is what would give you that arc length. Okay, I lied. I want to do one more together. I'm sorry. The next one's a little different. Okay, so multiple choice. The length of the curve from 1 to 3 is given by this. They've already set up the integrand for us, the whole integral actually. If the point 1,6 is on the curve, which one of these could be an equation of this curve? Okay, so we're going from 1 to 3, which is why there's a 1 to 3 here. Why is there a square root in this?
That's arc length.
Okay, it's part of the formula, right? Just like the 1 plus is part of the formula. But what is this guy? What is 4x squared? Okay, so we really know what the derivative of y is, and we're asked to solve for the function. We're asked to solve for y. So if y prime, oh, I'm sorry, that's not true. Y prime squared is 4x squared, then y prime would be 2x, right? Which means y would need to be x squared plus c. So that narrows it down to which two choices?
C and D.
Okay. How am I supposed to know whether it's plus 5 or plus 1?
Part 1.
Right. You've got a point, so you can actually solve for c here. When y is 6 and x is 1, c would be 5. And if c is 5, our answer was choice C. So, just a different way to interpret it. Instead of you piecing together the integral, they put the integral there for you, and they wanted you to focus on that one part of it, realize it was a derivative squared, use that information to backtrack and find the function. But go ahead and do the next couple of these. You can see a few of these will say calculator active. So if you need to come borrow a calculator, feel free. You do need to make sure you know how to type that in a calculator and get an answer. And I will even jot down the next couple answers up on the board so you don't have to pull up the solutions while you're here today. Okay, if you'd at least do those 4 questions and make sure that you get those 4 answers. At the bare minimum. Of course, you're welcome to do more, but that's where I need everyone to be kind of at the same place next time. So next time we're not going to spend too much on this. I'll do a quick little review, a 30-second review, talk about what we talked about. I'll give you some more class time on Wednesday to do the other questions like this, and then we'll I don't know, we'll do something else on Wednesday also. This won't take very long to do the whole thing. In fact, y'all could probably do this whole handout today. It's fine if you don't. I'm going to finish grading these quizzes, so I will have the grades in the grade book today, and I will pass them back for you to have in your binder, but you do have to wait for the rest of them to get made up before I pass them back. So, got 2 people in here that need to make it up tomorrow and 1 person for my first period. So, I might be able to give them back to you on Wednesday. Also, just because we're going to do those ACTM questions together next time, you're welcome to mess with them if you want to.
This, I got,
Okay, give me just a second and I'll come around and help if you need any.
I guess I just need
There's no change. You don't do change. This is what it is. It's still just
No.
You don't? Did you forget already?
Think I memorized these?
Yes, I did. You have every single score for every student in group.
I said, do you think I memorized them?
Yeah, I think you do.
What do you do?
How do I don't know if I did this one right.
Turn the reader on.
I have an 8.
You got 12 out of the 16 points.
No.
You have to wait till next time. Also, you can't look at other people's stuff.
Maybe you shouldn't have put it on there. I believe.
Well, I don't expect you to because how much is. Okay, that looks good. Why don't you have a square rooty?
Oh yeah.
It's some decimal answer, but it's right here. Again, at the very least, just make sure you get those 4 answers up on the board. If you want to keep going, you can. It just would mean you have less to do next class, so there's nothing wrong with that. But please don't quit on me until you've got those understood. Okay, if you're stuck on any of these four, just call me over as I come around. Although 4A, I don't think that's very well with that one.
I was confused because it just it's so
It is right there. If you know what antiderivative is. And if you work past these four and you're dying to know if another answer's right or not, you did work them all already, so I can tell you if it's right.
think about
It's kind of weird that you're mixing them in your square root, but I know what you're saying. So you raise the power by 1, divide by the new power. You got chamber 1 here too. If you're looking at this, and say it's 3, you don't have it, so you need a 1 where
we know that you substitution does
Oh, okay. So, this one's, it's good to hear that. If you want to take the derivative of an interval like this, as long as the bottom is a constant, this just gets to plug in. So the derivative of all this, even with the interval, is just sine x. The derivative of all this. And the only thing you ever have to be careful about, if this was like x squared, this would have been, I'm sorry, it will be square root. Basically, you're just plugging in x and 13. So your derivative is square root of sine of x. But if this was an x squared, you'd plug in an x squared, but you have to multiply it through x squared. Practice questions on that. Number 3. I got 0.495.
But it's the same thing.
What do you mean it's the same
It's
thing?
like I'm saying, is this the same?
I don't have sines being squared. Okay, what do you think G prime is? It's the square root of sine x.
So then, yeah.
So then when you square it, the square root goes away, but it's not squared. If you take the derivative of an integral and the bottom limit of integration is a constant, the top limit of integration gets plugged in times change. But I just heard we need to re-practice that, so. Those are easy questions, it's just.
Well, we thought you had a 4 up there.
Yeah, it's always 4, 4, 5.
That looks like a 4?
A little bit.
Yeah, sometimes.
I can see it.
This is a 4?
It's not connected.
That's a 4?
Yeah.
Okay, you want me to connect it?
No, like.
9 is not connected.
The-
There.
There you go.
No, it's,
Sure, okay.
That one's like 9.
yeah, no, it's not.
Why are you all watching me?
Yeah, that's a 4.
Okay, you still got about 20 minutes. So again, shouldn't be any need for homework. Even if you're struggling on one of those, just call me over and let me help.
just says, like, everything in the works fine, and then trying to access my grades, it's just terrible. And it's the one that scares me, so I was like, maybe it'll fix itself. Only one.
Like,
Yeah, because
why are you plugging in 1 in 25?
Because I realized that
that's not how it
I realized that
Well, it looked like they did use substitution, so they probably changed the bounds. When you switch it from X's to U's, you've got to change the bounds. Like, if you're going from 0 to 8, but you rewrite it in terms of U, 0 for X is the same thing as 1, and you plug that in here. And when X is 8, U is 25. That's where the 1 and 25.
I always do that.
That's fine. Are you gonna do ACT on here this year?
yes, sir. I know.
Probably be a lot easier for you this year.
I don't know about that.
Could be harder.
Who knows? I did pretty good last year. 'Cause I prepared.
This is good.
Oh, yeah. You know what I got?
Especially for an AD.
You know what I got?
I don't think. They don't usually share state stuff with me. I only get local stuff because I know the guy who runs it. But
So it's like, you just do this to the one. So that's here's the power 3.
that little straight segment, but you don't need to go over that.
Oh, chain.
That will turn into one.
Sounds good.
I
almost said that one.
Oh, there's a 1.
That one you asked, made the same mistake I did.
8 is 25 to this.
Yeah. I didn't either. Because they want to test it. They want to test you if you understand it doesn't need to.
I don't want to. Like we could do.
Yep.
One in like 8 seconds long.
Yeah, occasionally your grades don't register correctly. You should always double check them. Our grade book is just a website, so sometimes it doesn't let me type stuff in. It'll let me type it in, but it doesn't save it. It's the problem.
Mr. Townsend, could you check if my test was like silly mistakes or conceptual errors?
What's the difference?
Like one is just me being stupid and the other one is
I know the difference between the two. I'm saying, what difference does it make right now?
because I don't know if I studied, so I can like study more next time, but like not make.
Well, you should obviously study more next time.
Yeah.
If you're not happy with this score, you should study more next time. I would say one thing that you did is some of the derivatives on the back you put plus C on.
Is that why? Oh my
No,
god.
I only counted that off once, but
Oh my. So I was being stupid.
I think you could have caught some of your mistakes if you would have slowed down, yes.
Gosh.
Does the ACT question, does it have a number?
It does not have a number yet. You don't have to do any of those yet.
Wait, I'm actually. That's great. See, I'll never make that mistake ever again.
Okay, y'all still have 15 minutes. Does everybody at least have these answers jotted down? If you have not finished these 4, at least jot the right answer out to the side so that you know that you did it correctly before you move on. Even though there's 15 minutes left, I know a lot of you guys are finished. So I'm going to put up the puzzle for today, if you'd like to do that. But again, you need to have a good understanding of these four before you come to class next time,
I don't
please.
think I was here.
I gave them an option. We could either start on that, or y'all could do those 8. Tell me how to do those, and they slightly voted for this one. So we'll do that other one another time.
Is this 16?
It has no number yet.
So you counted 1 point off your
I only counted it against you once, because you made that mistake multiple times. What did y'all think about the daily meme?
Oh, I didn't
Did
see
y'all
it.
start to?
I didn't see it.
Oh, I thought.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I don't know what those.
Yeah, too bad you don't know most of these.
Differentiation.
Do you,
plus C for a derivative.
What else?
do you guys know, have y'all ever heard of Mathematica? Some of you will use that someday. It's like a very, very powerful, expensive math, physics computer program. Like it can do tons and tons of math, like
I might have.
10 times what your calculator can do, 50 times what your calculator can do. So people who do math for the real, for their job and stuff, that's the real one.
I might have to do math. I don't know for physics though.
I won't have to do a ton of math because
You have to ask Mr. Reef if physicists do Mathematica.
I can just ask my sister.
All right, there's your puzzle if you need something to push your brain on.
I got a sister going into grad school next year for physics.
Next year?
Yeah.
I thought your sister was like 1 year older than you.
She's gonna. Yeah, I think she's going here. She's technically in her 3rd year right now, I guess.
Oh, is she? I
Or
thought she
in her
was,
4th year in college.
I thought she was 1 year ahead of you.
No, that's Olivia. My older
Oh, I didn't know you
sister.
had more than one.
Yeah, they're completely different. My oldest sister's a physics major. Olivia's like a music major.
She's doing both music and math, right?
She's minoring in math. She doesn't know what she's gonna actually really major in though. Because like U of A's kind of like the flute stuff at U of A's kind of crap.
I mean, most music there is like.
No, but like the way that she's being taught.
Was there a teacher? Isn't there a new teacher?
Yeah, it's a new friend for it. I think she has a new show.
Oh. What did we do wrong?
She's just like. I think she's being.
As usual, I posted the solution and the explanation on how to get there on Google Classroom. So I don't have the answer memorized. I kind of know what it is, but
There were like 20 flute candidates for that position. You know that? There were like 20 people who applied for that position. It's crazy. Actually, even more than 20. It might be like in the 40s. Yes. A ton of people.
Because 5 is the only one that has a
I don't know, I know I'm gonna do STEM, but I'm just I'm gonna have to wait until a year in just to see what I'm actually.
I don't think so.
it wouldn't be 6.
Practically got a whole year to just I'm practically almost a whole year ahead in terms of hours
It's good.
in college. So I guess I'll just figure out what I'm gonna do because I kind of want to do chemical engineering, but I don't know if that'll be too hard.
Celeste.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I heard you and Celeste are like this. Not in that way, but you guys are like.
And that?
No, I'm not. No.
Just stop talking.
Alright. I'm just saying, Celeste really likes you. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna see if I
Like she posted you on her story. Do you know that?
I'm scared of organic.
Never mind.
Celeste hated me for the first month, I think.
Really?
Yeah. She didn't like limits, so that was the first month of calculus. Yeah,
I don't think I write that.
maybe.
Is it 012?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Y'all are close. Well, I put the answer on Google Classroom,
Yeah, it's 012. It has to be.
but also if I say yes, first off, I don't remember. I looked at it this morning, and it's something similar to what y'all are saying, but I don't remember exactly.
It's either one or.
But if one of y'all are getting it right, I don't want to say yes and then ruin it for everybody else. Just one of you pull it up and
It's either
secret.
012 or 042. But I don't know how you from
Did I ever tell y'all about the time I guessed someone's bike lock?
What?
Well, we
I've
were,
heard that story.
huh?
I think I've heard that.
Oh, really?
It would be 01. It'd be 102. I think.
No, it would be zero some. It would be 0104 and then 2.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
it says two digits are correct but wrong positions.
Yeah.
Therefore,
so
that
the
zero
first one-
can't be there.
No, the first digit is 0 and the last digit is 2. But the middle digit is either 1 or 4. But I don't know which one.
Pretty sure.
You should be able to narrow down to one choice.
Pretty sure it would be there.
Don't see.
Just two digits are correct there.
Yeah.
2 and 0.
It's 2 and 0.
Two
They're
is
both wrong.
placed correctly.
So 2 has to be at the end, placed correctly in the first one. And 0 has to be the first one because that's the only spot that it's digitally wrong. And then one of the digits, 6 1 4, is the correct one. So it has to be 4. Okay. So it's 0 4.
Wait, what?
Okay, so in the first one, since these two are correct in this one, 2 has to go to the last, 0 has to go first. And then since in the second one it's 6 1 and 4, 6 is already, we can't have 1 would be in the right spot. So it has to be. So it's 4.
Yeah, okay.
You got a 15%. 15%. No, you got 15 out of 16.
15%.
You gotta look your grades up. It's in grade book.
I probably did kind of. I got the answers I got. I'm probably getting a what?
I did that too. I was writing college with it.
Now, once you're graded homework back, I always put those over here.
I got it.
Period.
Yeah.
Which one did you
So, if
choose?
you really want yours back today, grab them.
For comp? Because I didn't choose one. I didn't actually choose one of those. I'm just writing my college application essay, and then I'm gonna fit it to whichever common app.
I don't remember. I
Yeah,
did
the
these
com-
a few weeks
I'm
ago,
doing
so
my
I don't
personal
remember
essay.
specific
Try to
questions.
think of it in a way.
I don't think there's one for
Like,
U
I don't
of A.
automatically.
I think there's only one for the
Oh.
honors college.
The U of A doesn't require a personal
Assuming
essay,
I
but it
don't
does
know
have a
if this is
supplemental
about
question, which I need to write for, but I'm writing my personal essay for more of the college. So the question
For those?
for the question for
I can find one wrong.
Oh, yeah, okay.
that's called a supplemental.
That one's wrong.
Is that the blue one teaching?
I don't know the answer to this one. That's right.
The honors college requires like 3 books, 46 sentences each. and
That's
4
the
pieces.
supplemental question,
And then the essay,
And then
which
the-
is
I don't know the
Yeah.
answer.
I'm doing the invention one. I think I'll do like syringes.
If you really, really,
That's
really want to
specific
check your
syringe because,
answer,
like,
I know how to check.
it's just
Okay.
everyone's gonna choose steam engine, printing press, and then probably like penicillin.
I'm gonna talk about language.
Is that an invention
It
though?
is.
By by all definitions?
Yep.
That might be too broad.
Language wasn't invented.
I was thinking calculus. Hamlet was so nitpicky with the fact that that's not what
It doesn't matter. It's
I was gonna do calculus.
it's an invention. So you could write it out.
Really, the issue is how it impacts people, because that's what they're looking for.
I'm probably going to talk about either theater or language, because both of those are inventions. They're just not a thing. They're not a physical thing being told. They're both inventions.
It says less than 500 words. It doesn't say 500 words. I'm happy about that. I don't know how that translates to MLA.
You have to write 449 words or less.
I don't know how that translates to MLA though, like age-wise.